Nana do Dankweku for the Jina TV so catch say a contamine na ye nyina ye nima Land Commission publishing a document cheso mo ye Galamsey no. Nana do Dankweku for the Jina TV so catch say ono na adding the presidency at all. Akonta mining is not involved in illegal mining. The same time Ane Kufuor kasa no. Na chairman Wontumi Akonta mining company no. Na omu see a abrewa ninkran. Na they were building a Galamsey hub in the middle of our forest. Nana Kufuor knew built a whole city inside a virgin forest. Chairman Wontumi at the excavators bunya. Ewura virgin forest mu eko see a whole Galamsey city. Chairman Wontumi directors boys no asantini ba omo no ma say nsuo ni nyina omo nyina ni Kevin Taylor kwakape yesi omu ade Kevin Taylor mu otumfo Kevin Taylor mu asantefo Chairman Wontumi director Andy omo ti asantememu mu so omo abrewa ni nkran bi na soldier for ko ho a yesi a whole forest mu yesi a whole city your electricity plant your brothel your ashaw for joint your baby a ton red your baby a ton restaurant. Chairman Wontumi the build this site no inside the forest. The ama kofubua amanfo hu no TV so when he saw the video and other things that was shown to him as the minister, he cried. And Mate NPP communicators and me myself, I wrote it on my Twitter. Ama kofubua, stop crying and do the job. The reason why I wrote that was that we all have our low points. When you get to our low point, we need to understand that low point is telling us that we need to fight the battle. Unless you're not human. And now with the destruction in the forest you just saw, now feel sad. He is sad and cry because right now the responsibility is upon him to save your child. Galamsey. Now we all know a Juma NPP abain for Galamsey the negligence. The deliberate destructions of our water bodies, our rivers, our forests. Ghana Nibia 8 years. Senior NPP abanwe essay Ghana and Sase. Now, when you compare what is happening in Ghana, or maybe Anka Ama Kofibua and also land minister for 20 years. Remember, Ama Kofibua has been minister of land for less than 4 months. Now, when you see the way the government is dealing with Galamsey, the way the government is fighting Galamsey in less than 5 months, then it means there is a lot of hope. It means so you're Ghanaian, you have to be happy. You have to be happy because it is looking like the government of the day has this will, is ready to fight Galamsey. Now look at this.
We shall also move promptly to revoke all leases issued for the same purpose under the previous government.
Situation. This is what the NPP left. Do you use 3 months to finish this, to cure this? No. What is the government doing? You are seeing it. You see how the minister is working day in, day out. You see how people are putting their lives on the line. This is the trademark. So, NPP. This is the NPP you just saw in our forest reserves. Today, I'm about to TV so catch the Ghana for say, a demonstration because 2 months, 3 months, NDC are buying and survey Galamsey. Sanko for so see a chum near the second war minimum. Today, the same fools, these same criminals, the likes of Chairman Wontumi, Kojo Ponkroma, Kate Jemfua, Samia Uku, Lord Kome, Kokuba Akomone Gabiocheda Akomono, the likes of Chairman Wontumi Nasefono. Today they are on TV telling Ghana for say, after this destruction, in the name of politics, D Ghana no, 3 months yen solve a problem in tea, yen jai bibia ni blame John Mahama. On say recently, omoko no omoko che eyedien. Omoko che Chairman Wontumi. Ne site na sebio on the Chinese for gum virgin forest. Chairman Wontumi, and as we speak, you are ahemfo. NPP 4-way person by Chairman Wontumi, national chairman of the NPP. I'm be the national chairman. It should worry you. You should be scared. This is Chairman Wontumi. Video I'm the and thousands of such distractions are in Ghana. The party in opposition, NPP, no, NPF, no, they are thinking of making that guy the national chairman. Sad distraction, ya Chinese for we know. Chairman Wontumi was just a regional chairman. Obetina TV so betina 2482 asase so e wo menhia eyi gold free ni pano no or just a mere regional chairman. Now or a chairman of only Ashanti region. Now the NPP want to make Chairman Wontumi the national chairman, meaning region biaba beshana say. That means the distraction of why just one region, 2 regions, 3 regions, you know. When he's given the nod to be the national chairman, he will take all the 16 regions and destroy it. This is the NPP. It's a as a party near dangerous. These are people you cannot play with. These are people who kill and they enjoy the destruction they have done to Ghanaians. These are crazy stuff. Also recently, Mote Abrewa Ninkran. Sa site we know omoko destroying recently soldier for Chairman Wontumi site. Abrewa Ninkran bi na soldier for ho a you see a whole forest mu, you see a whole city. Your electricity plant, your brothel, your shower for joint, your baby a ton red, your baby a ton restaurant. Chairman Wontumi the build this site no inside the forest. Chairman Wontumi. Because he was just a regional chairman KKO. And they gave him the room. Nana do dankweku for the Gina TV so catch say a contamine na ye nyina ye nima Land Commission publish a document e kire so mo ye Galamsey no. Nana do dankweku for the Gina TV so catch say ono na adding the presidency at all. A contamine is not involved in illegal mining. The same time na Kufuor kasa no. Na Chairman Wontumi a contamine company no. Na omu see eye Abrewa Ninkran. Na they were building a Galamsey hub. They were building a Galamsey hub in the middle of our forest. Nana Kufuor knew. Every single regional minister of the NPP knew. Every chief, Sadio, we are building on towns. They knew. They gave him the room. They built a whole city inside a virgin forest. Chairman Wontumi at the excavators Bunya, a virgin forest. Could see a whole Galamsey city. Now, there's something you don't know. The land minister issued statement, Amakofi Boa. And I'm going to do everything possible to support this man in his fight against Galamsey. He's not sophisticated. Maybe he's not the kind you see or share a very shiny shirt, living a flamboyant lifestyle, trying to speak the perfect English. But one thing I know about him is he's Ghanaian and is ready to deliver. So me, I am willing to support the genuineness he's attaching to this fight. Let me tell you, the fight against this menace is not going to be a 4-year fight. It's not going to be an 8-year fight. It's going to be a fight that is going to take long. That the reason why we have to understand, say, we can only win this fight, we all have to be willing and ready to keep this momentum and keep this government. Because the people who caused this problem, they are on the sidelines. The NPP are sitting. They are waiting. They want to do us harm. They want to put the final nail. It's me. Whatever I can do to stop a NPP from coming back to do this, I'll do it. And I'll do it with the incredible facts. And you're personal. It's not against an individual. It's not against the party. It is against people in the party who have bad intentions to destroy this nation. It's Ama Kofubua. Amanfo Huno TV so. When he saw the video and other things that was shown to him as the minister, he cried. And my NPP communicators and me myself, I wrote it on my Twitter. Ama Kofi Boa, stop crying and do the job. The reason why I wrote that was that We all have our low points. But when you get to our low point, we need to understand that low point is telling us that we need to fight the battle. Unless you're not human, and I'll be with the destruction in the forest you just saw, now feel sad. He is sad and cry because right now the responsibility is upon him to save your child. Every single Ghanaian, the 32 million, 33 million Ghanaians from Ghana, no, every single child, na brabo insu obenum every single day, it's on this guy to make sure he fights it. This is a burden. And unless you are not ready to fight this, you wouldn't mind. Sabio, saoko na kabo obi krama da kwanwa, you don't feel it. But saoko na kabo krama da kwanwa, you feel it. And the guy is feeling it because he knows that it is not just him. It cuts deep. So when he sits on TV to cry, he's crying because he sees the damage. He's just an individual who came to occupy an officer, a fellow human being. Asha that nasi are destroy. And I know every single day, or who saw video now, is going to remind him, is going to tell him, is going to ginger him, he's going to tell him that the sacrifices and the promise you made to the young people of Ghana, you need to fulfill it. Make sure you fight this Galamsey. Leadership is what you are seeing. People are hurt. He put himself in your shoes. He put himself in that ordinary Ghanaian or praso or ekura Galamsey no or yini free a member of parliament position or yini free a ministerial position or yini free Mayor Amakofi Boa. He placed himself of the Western region. He knows what Galamsey can do. At that moment, he wasn't doing politics. He has left that zone. He was in that zone that was realistic, that this needs to be tackled. So this is not a joke. It is not politics as usual. This is a national disaster which was brought upon us by the NPP, led by Chairman Wontumi, Kate Jemfua, Samuel Wuku, Kojo Ponkruma, Gabi Ochredakon. This was led by Lord Kome. This is a disaster. This is genocide inflicted upon us by a political party called the NPP. So, unless Unia Badaye, you don't have empathy and sympathy to understand what we are talking about. Obi awawu Ghana, yawu no Ghana, owoba Ghana, na adwene ne se obewu, amiesie do Ghana no. When you see this kind of destruction, it hurts you. Ekire wo nya nipa. Ekire wo ya aboa. Ekire wo politics e jimi. Ekire you want to tell me the past 8 years we were not in Ghana. Until when a young man, a young woman, because of politics, but not social media, ebekase, and the John Mahama unsolved Galamsey. Now it's a sani pano or sabua or see a chichire near what second one minimum. Because then they still don't understand how deep that cuts. They still think it is politics. They still think me party ni power anti. They still don't feel for the Ghanaian who is being killed by the actions of Omwankasa party. They still don't get it. They still see this as politics as usual. Now the minister has taken action. And the minister was what? Or say Lands Minister Direct Minerals Commission to revoke Akonta Mining's lease for allegedly selling portions of the Tano Nimrim forest to illegal miners at 350,000 per concession. So, dear Chairman, Wontumi ya mumudu do monti aseneni. Maminye we na afi yenye CG story no. What is happening is say, enutina Chairman Wontumi sometimes no otumi gina TV so boso aka kire mo say, onye Galamsey bia, no Chinese is working for me. Go to court if you have evidence. The reason why in tia abuaba we etimi bi na no kasa asem kire Ghana for, even though krampo no ye what evidence on record on file say the Lands Commission clearly came out to tell Chairman Wontumi say he is doing illegal mining. No, the reason Wontumi nya sa akukudo ni kasa asem no ma me kire trick no. And that is something he has been doing for years. And it's not to me bold. No alternative to say, Minya Galamsey. What Chairman Wontumi does and say. Chairman Wontumi and then Akonta mining, no, they don't have a license or lease to mine. They don't have it. Now, Chairman Wontumi hides behind a prospecting license. Now the prospecting license, different from leasing license. Now, and our license to mine. Now, what Chairman Wontumi does and say, San Nimrim Forest, or the prospecting license, and or the koye eko boo assassin gumu, eko boo forest, So what he did is say, or the patapa, and illegality, and our GBB a friend prospecting, or kotu tuneni, or correction sasses, say be a gold will be a, or who go in and san our ba, abekas okay, maybe young krata, aje license and the bed, ebe to a good day. What he did was, the NPP government, eman all the access, and he hid behind what we call prospecting license. It was just our license, and we do rural virgin forest, and ukoko assassin or the license, a boo a kiss to guye. Now, do you know what he does? Urasa Sinimua say a 500 acre, and now 500 acres, whatever you want to call it. Now, or the Chinese for naba. Or the Chinese for the bar. Na watetia sasana momo. Tie. Now let me read something to you first before I continue this. Now you see this document. A document your friend of Minerals and Mining Act as amended by Minerals and Mining Amendment Act 2019 Act 995. Arrangement of sections. Now, sa act we and a chere so person oya mine in Ghana de also ye any de ni so ye de mrana ma ho kwan any de mrana emma ho kwan. Now this was what Chairman Wontumi did. Sebio at this point me be chere on the secret anything or say obi antumi njeli no. Now so hwe eye Minerals Mining Act na on say your ownership of minerals and cadastral system. Minerals property of Republic, compulsory acquisition of land available for application for minerals right. Now, Saoko Sa Act Wema, this is what you see. I'm reading this part in show. Now, Saoko section 14 of the Minerals Act now. This is what it says. A minerals right shall not in whole or in part be transferred. A minerals right shall not be in whole or in part be transferred, assigned, mortgaged, or otherwise encumbered or dealt in a manner without the prior approval in writing of the minister, which approval shall not be unreasonably withheld or given subject to unreasonable conditions. You see, say amount license or Ghana, say whether to prospecting license to mine. Emrani chere say sa license ya de mawo Kevin Taylor, ya de mawo Chairman Wontumi a. Only the right to say sa license no obeka se wodi ma obi e de akwakoye adwuma ana ode sublet obi ana say o ka say okay maje sa adewe midimu half may transfer lease where masimesi. Sa we amakoji lease won where 10 acres no may transfer half e de amobi. Ghana mrane kire say half o quarter o asase nyina no only the right to say obe transfer de ama obi. Say G now also fire den prospecting. G now also fire den fire mining. Emrane tia whether whole or half or piece. Emrane kire say you need to go to the minister and take permission. You need to go to the minister for minister to write and sign and say you have been given the approval to do what? To sublet. To basically say what was assassin be mo be say or no so anything and mine was so. Into so prospecting license and now mining license. Emrano Minerals Act say won't mean transfer ma obia. Wontumi entwas asle bi mo bi say wo so eye KwasiA mankwa Jennifer your prospecting or na mine wo so emrane tia. Now okay point 2 now. This is what the point 2 says. Me sure bibi answer my church ma wontumi de oye. Besides, which one is this? Where the minister has not given a decision in writing to the applicant within 30 days of receipt of an application for approval, the minister shall, upon a request from the applicant, give written reason to the applicant for the failure to communicate a decision on the application. So obi kra chro koma minister and say minister, me na me chairman Wontumi, Bream Forest no maji 50,000 acres. Na me pese me di ebi ma obi na ono so area mining and as area prospecting na. So minister na respond kra after 30 days the minister na respond there. That person still a uni ho kwan say at the end of the day obekọ akoye saade no. Enti so minister now respond kra, you need to find a way to communicate to the minister to get a written you are supposed to get a written documentation that from the minister officially that you can at the end of the day do what? You can at the end of the day transfer the land to mine. But until you are able to get a written permission from the minister, you cannot. Now, point 3 now. The reason required under subsection 2 shall be sent to the applicant within 14 days to receipt of the request. So basically, point 4, a dispute between a minister and an applicant or a holder in respect of a decision of the minister under subsection 1 shall be referred for resolution under section 27. Point 5, subject to the other provision of this section, an undivided proportionate part of a minerals right or application for a minerals right may be transferred, assigned, mortgaged, or otherwise encumbered or dealt with. So basically, what the law says in the say, so okoja sase, naga oko prospecting, okoja sase, naga se okoye mining na, until obeji a written permission from the minister, documented and put on file. No, you don't have the right say obe transfer mobi. And I say, what be another company, another man nipe be say omukrampo and mining also and someone perspective also. That is the basic statement here. It is a chairman Wontumi akoji Bream Forester. Say onuneko mining. Nobody has the right to prospect. In fact, chairman Wontumi license an original Bream. It is census, you know. It wasn't mining license. It was prospecting license. It was what? It was prospecting license. Inti chairman Wontumi in the first place. Okuta prospecting license, okuta mining license. He does not have the right to mine. Now, my mentor idea, the AC. Mr. S. Now, Chairman Wontumi we the oil say. Let me put his picture on the screen. Send a beya ubiabe KwasiA dia oye. This is not the picture I'm looking for. Now, Chairman Wontumi we the oil and say. The AC or Bream no. The chairman Wontumi ye nyina nie. Okoji asase no. Enti sa na oye no every part of Ghana. Owura Virgin Forest nim with prospecting license. Owura Forest nim a na or the force we wurem also koye prospecting. Enti bia 50 acres, 200 acres. Owura asase nim a na owia we twitwa asase ni piece. No, we're trying to 10 acre, 5 acre, 20 acre, 12 acre. Or we are not or the Chinese for na ba. Or the Chinese for na ba. No man the Ghana for no. ABA companies, no more partner Chinese for no. What he does is say, technically, Assassino is under prospecting, which belongs to area Akonta mining. Now, we try Assassino ma Chinese for no. Now, my Chinese for no Ghana for no a partner. Now, terms on your mo say. Asasi biano or the more 350,000. That is the Ghana is kind of 3.5 billion. Or we are not catching almost say every week gold biano betunu Tuesday biano breaking day in Sanya Freno. Sa Galamsey no mo yeno. Every week gold biano betunu over 50% shares wom. That means say so to gold 10 kilos or 5 kilos. Into only chairman Wontumi no. Sa Bream Forest no. Waji to go prospect, but on your prospecting also. Waji no asableti, which is against the Mining Act. And a Chinese for no mugusuno, a di assassino. It will be such a man to say, Chairman Wontumi ya Galamsey or say me ya Galamsey way. Dear Chesa me ya Galamsey. But indirectly no, Chinese for no more sabri wonina other part of Ghana. Ya Galamsey no ni sika. Until you will not catch Chairman Wontumi standing assassin so to Galamsey. But machines are all indirectly and dia. Omo mu ye adwuma wo eye insase ne so nyina indirectly ene dia. Every breaking day, omo breaki eye Tuesday bia, gold bi o meta no amena bia ne dia 50%. So you will not catch him say ordinary Galamsey anytime they be no say. So what evidence afa ne ko. Now what is happening is say our directors omo the mine na no. Now those directors no more lead eye Chinese for no under the pretense say they are prospecting. Na omo ye serious illegal mining. It's a way wetumi a catalyze a mining no illegal mining no in such a way say so when you would say analyze it and your investigations here you would never see him into the piano boss oh I contain mining for signboard here or semi crime minimum or bois but obako shemino or see oh some media have prospecting it is so be a mining and yamia or bois a and it's an saying omoko a abrewa crying and a brim more of the chinko and assassin. Some of insasino or the force Nigeria, some of them so time more power no and your time in the mano. It's a quawe no, ye can insasia KwasiA penny were said organa and ye easy. Insasia, what first the Galamsey I say a kunipa because in sure or say, and remember, all the rivers in Ghana, they are connected, they are interconnected. And Akwawe has used a certain way or the politics Edgar says your Ghana. Now, something is going to happen very soon. And you see, you will see such a Wontumi Yancheno. But something will happen at Chema Wontumi Nankasa will hand himself over to the police. Eh? Akwawe Bonia Wedi. Bonia Wedi. Nipa or the Galamsey I say on my life for Ghana. Sir, those people leading his Akonta mining, all of them will go to jail. And he himself, he will end up at the wrong place. Remember Chema Wontumi Dadao. During NPP what power 8 years, that is what Chema Wontumi did. And he's still doing it. And it's in there, or down what a year, Akukudro Kachire Ghana for say, me Galamsey, oh evidence of a chime, because he thinks he can hide behind prospecting. And now prospecting no do brim. Edi dibone no. It is end there Chinese for Brim River and Brim Forester. Every single Chinese working there is working for Chema Wontumi. Every Tuesday, what they do is they go and pay Chema Wontumi because assassin and dia. But the Minerals Act says you cannot take assassin in the name of prospecting or even mining and do what and sublet it. Which minister actually granted say Chema Wontumi to me sublet a prospecting land for somebody to do illegal mining? Because when even it's a prospecting land, it's when you are able to get a permission from the minister in writing, whoever gets a piece of the land should be prospecting. They cannot mine because you don't have legitimate mining license. Under the license that Chema Wontumi using, he is not supposed to mine. He is supposed to prospect. So why is it say today prospecting has turned into Chinese foie? They are in the forest mining gold. You get what I mean? And the Kufuado, how many licenses and release here? Samuel Abujinapo licenses and the chair before they left power. This is the number of licenses and the Kufuado. This Urefi and the Kufuado. Answer and Kofoi every power. Mining license 2037. Busanwosa adentra. Mining license a Kufuado. NPP abain edema eye omonko for 2037. January 2017 to 2025 abu free power. 2037 mining license. They gave it to their own people to come and do Galamsey in the name say Omo license. And it's not John Mahama Mono and the minister Kofi Boamo Eka say they have cancelled all licenses Omo issue now man for buofu. Adentina buofu. Say license issue ma or legitimate. Now say license no problem ni one. Why should you be worried? Because you can reapply for another license because the document you showed, say a legitimate document, you deserve to be given that license. Why are you worried when the president says, another minister says, they have revoked all licenses? It is because majority of the people who were given license and they go for, they did not deserve it. They are criminals like Chema Wontumi. Now, 2037 licenses and the Kufuado. Yes, This is what they did. Now, before I end this episode, my man bought this video. Na share a ye abrewa ninkran. That a ye forest inside na chema Wontumi. I could build the Galamsey City. Galamsey City. Now, when you watch the video, and I know most of you guys watch my video, no, but you need to be worried. Let me ask you. In the NPP before na muye they say John Mahama and so Galamsey is here no. Sa abrewa ninkran city near sin and then 3 months is here. The abrewa ninkran and the brim forest no. Those habitats, sa in Musisi forest no, it has been there for 80 years. Do you want to tell me, say, police for no omo and they could for the Baumia, they didn't see it? Over tell me, say, Ghana Forestry Commission, they didn't see, say, a city was being built, a Galamsey city was being built, they saw it. Do you want to tell me, say, the leader of the military and the Kufuado, he did not see, say, there was a city being built inside a forest with thousands of people in there, with generators, houses being built, Galamsey happening 24/7. They knew it. Why didn't they stop it? And they didn't abrewa ninkran, and they never stop it. A kura, a one wurema, see, the blocks, bricks, aya plant, esi hotel, esi restaurant, aya kindergarten, ye Galamsey 24/7. Over such say for 8 years, Ekufuado abino, police ni be soldier ni be immigration officer be. They saw it, but they were being protected by the government of the day. Abrewa ninkran eni, chema Wontumi Galamsey city ni.
Indeed, you see, the focus has been on abrewa ninkran because that is where we raided first, and that's where information started coming out. But just about 10 kilometers from abrewa ninkran is Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is even far more bigger and far more west than abrewa ninkran. I wonder why they chose the holy name of Jerusalem for such a terrible community, Islamic illegal mining. But then, in the Jerusalem vicinity, because they had a wing, that the abrewa area is now lying desolate and in ruins, and people may have lost their property. They had a wing of it, and at the time we entered Jerusalem, people were moving en masse. People were moving, lots of people were moving en masse, packing their things. You could see a lot of these tricycles, these projects, these aboboyes, cutting so many things out of the community. We allowed the people to leave before we raise down that community as well. Aside that, there's also a third community called Wasan. For Wasan, it is not a slum. It's an actual community, but they have provided that haven for the miners to come and settle among the community. They have structures, concrete structures, buildings, nice building, better sanitation over there.
Now you understand what is happening. It's the Adena NPP for no. They know what they have done. They know what they have done. Anything that they are quick to say, yay, NDC, I don't know, most of people say, these are animals. There's one guy, Chema Wontumi director, about Andy, Kumasi Obi Animno, Otum Fomu Anim, Obi Animno. One of the most diabolical boys ewa Santimemu. Galamsey a boy we a monitama a Chema Wontumi. Andy. Or child in the picture of a criminal boy. Excavators, body patrol. Andy is the one who is leading all this thing for Chema Wontumi. One of the directors, a friend Andy, one name was Santimemu. Andy, Munina Munimuno. Insu ya se no, KwasiA ya se boase, Asantimemu, Galamsey ya mensia nimuno. Omunim say he's a criminal. Or he be any Asantimemu onimandi. Chema Wontumi directors boys and Asantiniba, omunoma say insu nyina, omunyina nim. Kevin Taylor kwa kape, yesi omuade. Kevin Taylor mwotumfo, Kevin Taylor mwa Santifo. Chema Wontumi director Andy, omuti Asantimemu, mumuza omo. Mumuza Andy, nyina munim, ejuma Andy ye, munim. The directors ne ba kono no. But time go talk. Time go talk.